It is that rare occurrence, a Saturday with no plans and no need for me to go somewhere else, which obviously means that I spent about 3 hours lying around my room this morning reading. And today I thought I would share with you my weekend reads, stuff that I'm excited about that I've either just finished or am reading or am about to read when I finish this video. I read 6 books in quick succession, the Rivers of London series by Ben Aaronovitch. Now this was recommended to me by Spirits listeners and they were so right. It is a book about a detective in London who gets caught up in the supernatural side of the city. It is about magic and gods and goddesses and fae and crime, which I love. Love crime. I particularly like it because I really love systems of magic and forms of magic where it's very alchemical. There's lots of like energy that needs to be transformed into magic. And so I really liked that version. There's Latin, there's jokes. The writer, I think, used to write on Doctor Who, or did briefly. So there's some like nerdiness in the air as well as the magic, and I really, really enjoyed it. The 7th book in the series comes out, I think, in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and I cannot wait. I really can't wait. I really need it right now. Speaking of crime and how much I love it, I am almost done with Michelle McNamara's I'll Be Gone in the Dark. This is a book that she wrote about the Golden State Killer. It's definitely true crime. It is mostly about the crime that was unsolved at the time of the writer's death, which has since been solved in the previous few months. So I avoided reading it so far because I'm just sad. I'm sad that that Michelle didn't get to see the killer caught, and it's a depressing topic, but I think more depressing because someone that put so much work into it wasn't able to see its conclusion. That being said, it is an extraordinary book, and it is not just about the case, which now, looking back, knowing how it ends, all of those little details are like tantalizing. But it's also about her as a person and her love of crime, her growing up, and her voice is just, man, I wish I could have been her friend, you know? Now, while I am the lay person behind the show Spirits, I do really enjoy reading and learning about mythology. That's why I like doing the show, not just because I get to talk to my best friend and have an excuse to have a drink, but also because I get to learn about stuff I really like. So to that end, I recently got a book called Celtic Cosmology and the Otherworld, which, like, oh my god, what a title. It seems to be a little academic, but having just talked about W.B. Yeats and how, like, buck wild his kind of thoughts and dreams about the Fae are, I am excited to see this study of different kinds of Celtic imaginings of the Fae and the other. And the poetry book that is lighting up every corner of the queer internet is called Drive Here and Devastate Me. I've seen a couple of glimpses of the poems on the author's Instagram, and I cannot wait to dive into it. I know it's going to be an emotional experience, so I am definitely saving it for a time when I know it's right. But the cover's beautiful, the book is lovely, and I cannot wait to read it. And finally, there's something about the end of summer that makes me really want to read books about baseball, and I've kind of accidentally come up with the summer tradition of reading The Bell Jar, not about baseball, about kind of the ins and outs and scoring of the human spirit, I suppose. But I think a new summer book that I'll add to that rotation is going to be The Art of Fielding by Chad Harbach, as well as Summerland by Michael Chabon. I reread both books recently, Summerland while I was vacationing by a lake, and it was very idyllic and very suitable, and The Art of Fielding in spurts on the subway and in backyards and while kind of journeying around the city. And they're both just so wonderful. They're about America, they're about ambition, they're about masculinity and vulnerability, and there's just so much good stuff in there. And they're both fantastic. So if you do not know what I'm talking about, check out Summerland and The Art of Fielding. And most importantly, please tell me what you have been reading. I love getting book recommendations from my friends, and all of you count as my friends. So please do so, and I will see you with One Take Sunday tomorrow.